Hello. Okay, so I believe many of us have heard of the news of Canninghill Piers, how well it did over the last weekend, starting from Friday when they had the the VIP preview. They got to purchase their units first, so that was on 19th, and then the main bulk of buyers came in on 20th. And I believe most of you should have seen the news lah. 77% sold within a weekend. Okay, that's a little bit crazy lah. I mean, actually, by the Saturday itself, 20th, already 77%. So now it's almost 79, 80%. So, and considering that the PSF is not cheap, it's not on the low side at all, this is quite a surprising trend that we are seeing lah. So, and then today we'll be looking at any repercussions on these buyers today, as well as to the rest of the market. And most importantly, I think we are using this as an example of how you should be planning your exit strategy if you happen to enter a development more for investment rather than an own stay. And especially since Canninghill Piers is more of an investor place, because I don't think many people will want to stay here for own stay. They're not buying really for own stay. It's more of a investor profile kind of buyers. Okay, from at least from what I know. So as a disclaimer, as usual, whatever I said today is based on my own research and my own point of view. It doesn't reflect anybody that I'm associated with or the company that I'm associated with, and that's pretty much about it. This is the piece of news that I believe most of us should have seen already. Total 696 units, 77% sold. Now is almost about 79 to 80%. So including a $48 million penthouse, it was on market for 50 million. Then they bargained a little bit lah, because they didn't really expect first day to sell. And then the buyer obviously wants a good deal lah, since this is quite a big purchase. Definitely it's still not cheap. 48 million. I think it's still about 5,000 PSF, which is amazing. I would say amazing. And if we look at the average selling price, it was about 3,000 PSF. You see the penthouse, the super penthouse, it went for 5,360. People will think that, penthouse should be lower, but obviously this is catered to a different class of clients already, totally different class. This is like super luxurious, super ultra high net worth guys, and which I don't think they will be looking at this video, so let's not waste too much time on this. So average selling price for Canninghill Piers was around 3,000 PSF. I think considering that this is a 99-year leasehold, I mean, this is a luxury condo, but it is not like a super luxury level, kind of like almost to Warwick or Southgate residence, those kind of top class tier kind. Okay, or maybe even the Mark at Patterson kind. So this is a 99-year leasehold. But why would people chonging in to buy all this? Okay, and then we'll take a look a little bit at the fundamentals of Canninghill Piers. I'm not going to talk too much because we've got quite a bit to cover today, but I'm just using this as an example to think about why exit strategy is actually very important. So Canninghill Piers, a lot of people may think that it's actually CCR because the location is so damn good lah, to be honest. Fort Canning Park is just right in front. So you got Parkview, you got MRT, everything just right in front. And then if you look at this from a supply point of view, actually this part of the 1 km radius doesn't have any competition. So isn't this seems quite attractive, right? But okay, before I screw in to the next slide, I'll just let you know first. This diagram is missing out quite a bit of development here and there. Okay, just to let you know first, because this app cannot show everything at every single scale lah. And then now I'm going to show it to you. So I did you guys a favor, and then I added up all these, which is like insanely, I always went crazy adding up all this. Okay, and guess what? Remember the total amount, it was about 5,000. We usually say it's the saturated point. Then we look at this. This is not just 5,000, not 6,000, not 7,000, but 8,461 units. Okay, I think this is quite exciting. I almost went crazy, like I said, calculating all these numbers. Of course, this is not, I think the worst one is Newton Novena area, but because this is, like I said, this part is already quite a blessing that I don't have to count already. I'm really counting my blessings. I don't even want to count, like, Martin Modern or Royal Hillside. And then this is already chalking up 8,000 plus units. Okay, so is that a concern? I think you should know by now now. And then let's see how all these guys perform in the area. So for a lot of us, we know already, and I touched on the previous video in the Jervois mentioned video on CCR, that Martin Modern actually made a lot of money. And part of the reason was that the government reduced the cooling measure, and then developers realized they priced it wrongly. So it didn't took them very long. It only took them 1 quarter plus to rectify the price to this level, and after that, it thereby handed kaki to this level. Okay, so it's been stagnating around this level already. So for those of them who were trying to ride on this bull wave, they realized that after they got in at this point, they're pretty much stuck. Okay, that was pretty much the correct pricing for Martin Modern. Why it was able to fly? Because you look at this, when it was launched at this price. Freehold, the freehold guys, it was just slightly above freehold guys that were more than 10 years older than Martin Modern. Just slightly below, above. I think it's like 100 or less than 100 PSF on average, more than them. And market realized that there is there's a problem with the developer. This seems quite decent, 10 plus years, 10 years gap for 100 PSF only. And then they jump into the opportunity. But guess what? Ever since then, the gap widened. And then the past 4 years, I would say, stagnating. And the one with the sound fundamentals, in this case, will be Rivergate, actually caught up. But would this be the right time to buy Rivergate? I think you guys know by now lah. Okay, if you want to buy this price, and likely owners are asking now at this price for Rivergate. And if you are able to get in at this price, you can get in, but maybe you want to hold for 10-20 more years before you can see gains, if that's your time frame lah. Some of the other developments nearby, they are quite new, because to be more relevant lah. I don't want to get something that is too old, very hard to compare. Bellevue Residences, it was around, you look at this price trends like this, boutique like this, and then up at Robertson Quay, went stagnant. It was at least better lah. It's going sideways, whereas the other two guys are going downwards. And some of the boutique owners actually lost very sizable amount of money lah. But I'm not gonna touch on this today. And then we take a look at the profit amount of Martin Modern. As you can see over here, is quite obscene lah. The profits is 1 million plus. For you look at this price, they entered at 2002. There were people who entered at 2,000 flat, but 2002 plus still got people enter, and they still made a lot of money. Okay, and then the unfortunate fact is that there is somebody who entered here. Entered here and then let go here. I think this guy's sad lah. If not, he could have transformed from this to this. Okay, and then later I'll touch on this back a little bit more, so you can see Martin Modern made quite a lot of money. And then just to compare, Martin Modern TOP in Q3 2021. Okay, but you notice that ever since Q3 2021, there are a total of maybe about 12 transactions only. Whereas if I compare to another development that was also recently TOP Q3 also 2021, 12 profitable transactions, 2 unprofitable transactions. And then I compare the same time frame TOP with this guy, which is T-View, also Q3, 26 of them, 0. So more than twice the volume. Even though the profits are lesser, but the profits are more steady. Okay, because let's face it, not everyone can enter this kind of quantum. 2,000 plus purchase price. And then with this kind of unit, you are looking at easily 3 million plus entry, which a lot of us are not able to chalk out that kind of money, as in it's not within our investment budget. Okay, but you realize that what I'm trying to say is that there are how many of them? Only 12 versus 26 within around the same time frame. Okay, what does it show? It shows that yes, you can make money, but is it easy to get a buyer? Is it easy to get buyers to exit at your ideal profit margin? Okay. And then the other one, Tapestry. Some of you might be wondering, Tapestry make money because got high supply area. So Q1, you remember start of the year they already TOP. Till now they only had 20 transactions. Whereas this guy, Q3, 20, already 26 transactions profitable. This one till now, Q1, 2 quarters ahead, but profitable transactions lesser. But the amount of profits are almost half of this. Almost half of this twin view guy. Okay. So yes, you can still make money from new launch, or provided you need to get in at this is the newest kid on the block, and then you happen to get in at a very low PSF. You can see the one with the top profit made off with the lowest PSF in this whole chart, and then also one of the highest, or rather the highest, largest unit area. And if you ask me, 200 PSF like this, making this kind of money for this such a big unit, not say very impressive lah. Oh. Whereas if you are compared to Seaside, which is also Q1 2021 TOP, this one had 48 profitable transactions and 2. This one is 1 and 20. So more than twice the volume of profitable transaction, and their profit is also a lot more. Their purchase price is also higher. So how did they manage to hit? We need to know that as investors, we don't just enter, or we look at this price, wow, okay, decent, normal, okay, quite decent, then we go in. We need to also factor in a lot of other things like surrounding developments, how much competition are there. All this we need to take into account. And it's not as simple as just going to a show fair and then choose the unit that you think is able to make money. Maybe somebody give you a suggestion, you choose, and then what are you going to do with it? It's like I give you a sword. They give you a super powerful sword, but you don't know how to wield it. It's pretty much going to be useless. Okay. So what are the difference in transactions and profits? I think one thing is also we need to know that the quantum may also affect. Yes, you can make a lot of money, but how sure are you that you're able to snag the right guy? Because you remember, let's say for Martin Morden's case, yes, you can make a lot of money, but if you go to Property Guru, you realize that there are a lot of them also trying to sell, but are they selling? Okay, are they able to exit? Yes, the profit is super big, super fat, but are you able to secure the buyers? And are you able to even, in the first place, enter with this kind of quantum? You are talking about entry quantum of around 3 million. Okay, are we able to do that? And then are they a lot of supply in the area? How much did they enter? Profile of the buyers that we are targeting, how are you going to reach out to these guys? Okay, is your agent able to reach out to the appropriate target audience? And also the buyer pool, how big is it? Okay, and if we talk about investment, there's always, we want to make sure that we have an easy way out. Always, we want to make sure that our exit strategy is covered. So it's not about being near MRT, there is being near HDB estate, being near good schools. Those kind of things are pretty much obsolete. If you want, I can show you data on another time, another basis, or on a personal basis. But it's more of numbers, because it doesn't mean that today I stay in Potong Pasir. I die, I'm going to shift to some condo in Potong Pasir. I was going to sell my Potong Pasir BTO or my Bidadari BTO, and then I'm going to buy Woodley residence. It doesn't mean that way. Maybe I stay halfway, then I realize that Bidadari is convenient, but I realize it's too crowded for me. I want somewhere that is near the park. I want somewhere that is more exclusive with a lot more privacy. And hence there are many reasons why people want to shift. Some want to shift nearer to parents' place, some want to shift nearer to kids' school, some wants to shift because of privacy, some like tranquil environment. So it doesn't mean that it must be of common here say near MRT, that kind of thing, then you got guarantee safe exit. I think we really share a lot of points on near MRT make lots of money. In a housing estate, in a normal flooded by HDB housing estate, also make money, also lose money. Near good school also can lose money. So one thing that we need, all these are not foolproof, but at least what we need to do is that we cover ourselves in terms of the numbers. And all these data are from SingStats that we cannot lie. You can just go to SingStats and go and source it out yourself. We have data from last year. We look at the percentile or household income. So if we, just a gauge how. That means if you want to be in a 50th percentile, your household earning will be about, household not per person, household, your whole house should be earning about 9K plus then you will see that half of Singaporean household is earning 9K, 9.7K and below. And then half of them are earning a net income of 11K and above. Okay, so all this data cannot lie lah. Of course, the rich people are not going to parade in the street and tell you that, oh, I'm making 5 digits every single month. How much are you? Obviously, they're going to be doing that. They're going to get slapped in the face by all these people. And hence, you realize that these guys are not going to be telling everyone, hey, I'm actually rich. And when the time comes, they realize that there's a good deal. Then what happens? They snap up the good deals. To them, it may be good deal, but maybe on a investment perspective, it may not be that good of a deal. And hence, you see things like, Canninghill being stepped up 70 plus 80% in a single weekend, in a single week. Things like that happen because imagine Singapore have like 2-3 million household. And then all these guys, they are able to afford it. Okay. And if we take a look at this, actually 21, if we add this together, condominium and landed, 21.2% stays in condominium and landed. Okay, because this one is 2020, my year 2020, 21.2% stays in condominium and landed. But you look at this, actually all these guys, even up to 40th percentile, all these guys actually can, or maybe actually resale, some of the resale older ones, these guys all the way can stay in the condo one. Because if you go and calculate TDSR, they are able to afford it. But it's a matter of choice whether they want to afford it. Just because they have the money doesn't mean that they must move on to the condo. And if you take a look at this, it means that almost 70% of Singapore household actually can stay in the condo if they want, but only 21.2% are staying in the condo and landed. Okay, so that means this space for all these guys to be able to shift on and upgrade and form your buyer's pool next time in the future. But if let's say you buy something that is very high quantum, for example, multi-modern, some of them they are asking for $4 million. If you are looking at this and then TDSR is calculated through 3.5% interest, that means your monthly in repayment, your 60% of your income must be this amount. That means how much must you be earning? It will be 13 divided by 0.6. That means you need to be earning $22,000 a month as a household. 22K a month in order to afford multi-modern for 30 years loan. How many people are able to afford that? And hence, this will actually limit, like what we said, buyer pool just now. 22K, you look at this, that means if I want to buy that multi-modern, the guy that help the investor make 1 million, the guy that help him make 1 million, he's in the top 10 percentile. What are the chances of you getting a top 10 percentile? I mean, it's possible, but will you want to limit your buyer pool to this only? Or you want to limit your buyer pool to this? Or maybe even this? Okay, all this you need to plan beforehand. Not just because today I decide I got $2.5 million budget, I'm going to throw it out. Yes, you can throw out in certain products, but today, this $2.5 million product able to rise higher? Then how high are they able to rise? Can they cover all your costs and make decent profits after that? You need to plan beforehand. Okay. So we take a look at the Canninghill area. Do you have quite a few near Canninghill and Martin Bonner, because they are also quite within 1 km. And then we take a look at all these that TOP on or after 2014. Starlight, the rise at Oxley Residences, Oxley Edge, RV Point. You look at all these guys. These are pretty much quite new developments, stagnant. And then this guy came down, went up. So net is like this guy went down, and then like this. Is it very hard to understand? I think not very, right? Considering, look at this. Okay, I think you can link by now already for those of you who have been watching my videos for quite a while. So I don't think this is a surprise at all. I honestly expected this very, very clearly. And then we look at the BUC in the area, building under construction, or aka the new condos they were building and still selling. The Veneer, a very, very nice condo. I love it. It's doing like this. It's not like, on the trend that is like this, like some of the other new launches that we're talking about. The developers have to push up price. And imagine today if you buy it here or here, and then a few quarters down the road, the developer set a price like this. How will you feel? RV Relative also like this. House on Handy. One per bank managed to climb a little bit. Remember, middle of the year they had some sort of a fire sale, and then now it's starting to climb back a little bit. And Landmark is starting to climb a little bit. Okay, to be honest, Landmark launched at a more realistic price. And they launched close to 2000 PSF. And it is actually quite near to Canninghill. But this guy is also a 99-year. It launched at this price. And today, Canninghill launched average at this price. Okay, let's say this is Q4 today. Launched at this price. You see the price gap? Is it justifiable just because it's an integrated, luxury development? And today, if you enter at this price, how much do you have to hit in order to exit? Okay. Because I'm not saying that, Canninghill sure lose money, that kind of thing. My concern is, even if you can have people gain, but how sure are you that you are able to exit? That's why we can see in the transaction volume just now in the caveat shown by square foot from URA just now, the number of transactions, how easy is it for you to exit? Okay, sure, we all know that people gain, but is it easy to exit or not? And then is your agent able to help you to exit at the right time with the right audience? Is he able to market to the right audience? So really remember, if you are an investor, if you don't really care about face, you want more money, this slide I used before in the previous video is the same thing again. Are you trying to arrive from point A to B as efficient as possible, target oriented? Both have 4 views, but this is obviously a lot more expensive. But is it able to bring you to the same destination, or is it more for you as a trophy item? If you see it more like a trophy item or a status symbol, then I would say by all means go ahead for Canninghill, because it's a gorgeous project. I'm not gonna lie, it has everything there, and it's gonna be like the icon of the area. But it doesn't mean that it's gonna be a foolproof investment. Okay, think about it. And then we look at the aftermath of Canninghill Piers after selling at 3,000 for a leasehold 99. We look at these 3 developments okay, pretty much monitoring their prices, and look at this on Monday. I'm not going to show you the development name because it's not going to be nice. It's not sensitive. Okay, it's better for us to be sensitive about these kind of things. Price adjustment, you have all this. You see, look at this 2%, and then 2 to 3% increment. This how crazy it is, because all these are still in the vicinity, and then even if it's not in the direct vicinity, it will have a ripple effect across the whole Singapore. Because this guy is definitely not near Canninghill at all, but able to went up, and already went up. This guy is also not near, but also went up. All right, and look at this sales. This guy freehold CCR also quite near to Canninghill. Not much sales, almost maybe every few days, then there's one sale, every few days the one piece gone. And then when it comes to the Canninghill weekend, the people realize that people buy 99 this whole at this kind of price. They might as well I buy this freehold. Nice, very nice project, freehold some more. You see one shot, in one single day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units sold. This one is a 99-year lease, RCR. And look at the volume, even up to the previous 1 week, because people were already expecting, the news article were already expecting that it's going to be around 3,000 PSF, and people flood in to this 99-year leasehold RCR. This 99 leasehold OCR also, people start flooding, especially after the news came up that people were chonging Canninghill. And this one is a 99-year leasehold RCR also went up. Okay. So because of Canninghill Piers, all these developers will be like, thanks everyone, thanks for helping us. You know, Chinese they call it 谢谢你是好人. Thanks, you are such a good guy. You're probably thanking Canninghill Piers developers for helping them to push up their sales and push up their prices. And to be honest, just because they are rivals, they are competitors, doesn't mean that they are not going to help each other. They can help each other and they should be helping each other because they are all, you know, although we are in the same business, but we can help each other push up the price. And if you push up my price, I make more money, and then I push up my price already, I help you push up your own sales. So in a way, developers don't necessarily have to be competitors. They can work together. And if I were the developer, I also want to work together with another developer. And just like Canninghill Piers is made out of two developers and they're cooperating. What makes you think that they must be enemies? They can be frenemies. And as for risk-conscious investors, they'll be like this guy. For those of you who watch Game of Thrones, the Bran and Theon, I didn't watch it. I just watched certain clips here and there because YouTube recommended to me. Because I like watching YouTube when I'm free, nothing to do. And then this kind of thing pops out, and then I'm like, oh, you know, quite interesting scene. So this guy, obviously supposedly helpless. This guy has a little bit of power, but obviously no match for the big guy. This is probably the risk-conscious investor brand. And then he'll be like, oh, you know, thanks to Canninghill Piers buyers, you guys are a good man. And they are like, oh, come on, take out the check. Chong 3,000 PSF, cheap oh, chong And then they realize that maybe a few years down the road, when they enter the resale market, I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say lah. Okay, like I said, I'm not saying that everyone will lose money. If you buy the wrong price, you may lose money. If you buy the right price but enter at the wrong, exit at the wrong time, you may also lose money. So at the end of the day, you need to know very clearly where the market is and where are you planning to exit the market. When are you going to exit the market? How are you going to make sure that you exit the market at the right time? Okay, because there are a lot of other factors, macro factors especially. Macro factors are the one that control the prices. Micro factors not much, because you see developments like, example, Kingswood Water Bay. People are complaining, oh, you know, so bad, you kind of thing, so much complaints. But guess what? Kingswood Water Bay made money. How? The surprise. And then for those people who still, wow, I've been waiting for so long, and then guess what? The price come out average 3,000 PSF. What am I gonna do? Then you'll be like this guy sitting on the fence. Or when are you gonna stop sitting on it? Don't know. Just slowly see. And then I feel that I feel that there's something gonna be out there. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. And then if you think about it, maybe in 2019 you already start waiting. And then till now it's already 2 years already. Maybe some guy who entered here already, he's been 2 years into the ownership, and then 1 more year to go, he can actually sell because we have sub-sale. So this period of time, this guy already entered, or maybe the guy who entered last year during COVID also entered already, or maybe even start this year. These guys already into their 3-year seller stamp duty, and chances of them looking at paper gains are very high now right now because they didn't sit on the fence. I'm not telling you to just just go and buy anything. That's not my aim. I'm telling you that if you are planning, you have plans to make an investment, you shouldn't wait. You shouldn't wait to, I'm just going to wait. I think what we need to do is, in fact, go and do all the research that you need. Go and get your bases covered. Go and cover your bankers ASAP, because the developers are not going to wait for you. Because if all you need is just one super crazy new launch like Canninghill Piers, and guess what? Developers are going to push out the price because they are going to help each other. So what you need to do is just do your fair share of homework as soon as possible, come up to a decision, and get on with it. And then so that you can sit on the paper gains. A lot of us think that, the grass is always greener on the other side, because it's, there can be a better thing out there. If I put my money in, I cannot buy in this one already. Because sometimes it'll be like this, Canninghill Piers, maybe they feel that, maybe it's a very good buy, then come out, it's not as good as I expected. It's like a lot of people asking me, what about the Jalan Anak Bukit next year? I'm saying, if you're not convinced, then just go and wait lah. I mean, chances of this happening to Jalan Anak Bukit, I think it's very obvious. It's very obvious. I don't need to talk about too much about that. And then these are some of the owners that some of the buyers that I really had and then they already purchased their units. And look at this. These are other guys that are not complaining. They are happy about it. They're happy that the market is moving because previously when they were looking at the market, they were like, wow, why the market is going up? Why? And at the end of the day, guess what? They are happy because they already entered the market. Now, on the other, instead of complaining about the market, now they are cheering the market on. I think I've said this a few times already. They are the quieter side of the market because not everyone is going to tell you, oh, I buy already, please go up, go up, go up. They will be like, hey, you buy already? Oh, you buy already? Yeah, I also buy already. Hey, yeah, wow, the price go up already. Wow, shook, wow, shook. Imagine I buy already. Then I ask you, you got no buy or you never buy. Then I say, wow, shook, the price go up. Confirm gonna slap. Confirm gonna slap by the guy there. They haven't buy it. So these guys are actually happily cheering on. Wow, I see hot. I hope it maintains. I hope they appreciate this one. Wow, the more the merrier. Look at this. 15K, not a lot of money, but if you think about it, how many of us 1 month can earn this kind of amount? And then is it worth working like crazy 1 month? And then be a little bit lackluster in terms of research, be a bit slow in terms of your bank qualification. Okay, and then you realize that, maybe the market went up by 50K already. Last time, if only, then keep in mind, I'm not telling you to, I'm not saying that, you don't just buy. I think that's a very, very typical pushy salesman. For me, is if you have the intention, then I think you need to really sit up and then do all the research that you need to, and then jump in to make an informed decision. That's my whole point. If you have plans but you don't plan to do homework, then I would say don't jump in. Don't jump in. Just because people say the market is good now doesn't mean that you should be jumping in. You only jump in if you do your informed decision, if you done your homework already. And this guy just bought last month, paper gain already more than 40K. This guy paper gain in 3 months. Okay, I'm not going to tell you the number obviously because all these are sensitive. And then I think it's very simple. A lot of buyers will be like thinking, just walk in, I just walk into a show fair anytime I want, and then who knows, whoever serve me buy. But I know for myself, I know how to read projects, I know how to see, and think about it lah. Okay, remember, if you're doing a job part-time versus a full-time, which one will you trust? Which one do you think is more adept at their skills? And if you talk to the person, you know that whether they are good at their stuff. And if you happen to be the guy that is doing this a little bit more of when I'm free, then I go and do property research. Chances of you buying a right unit versus a guy who you can trust and knows his stuff, telling you the right unit, which one is better? Okay. And then remember, this is only the easy part. But the hard part, the one that make money, is not this part, but this part. I can tell you easily. I can easily tell you which you need to buy, no problem. I can even tell you a bet you need to buy. I can still make money out of it. Okay, we can see in some other demand. But wow, you see this is how market model now. Some guy entered at 2000 XX, and then there's another guy entered like this. Still make money. Actually make even more money. But is the agent able to secure the right buyer for this exit price and exit at this? Whereas maybe you see the other guy enter at this price. Wow, super nice price, but exit at this price. True what? Let's see. Okay, there's a recap. Look at this guy, enter at an awesome price. Same unit size, enter at an awesome price, exit at a shitty price. Enter at a bad price, exit at a super price. Okay. So, I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to trust your consultant agents, but you need to filter, talk to them, see whether they really have a true interest at heart. Okay, not everyone is trustworthy, I agree, but you need to find the right person that you feel you can trust and help you monitor. And then when the time is right, the guy will be like saying, I think the market is time for you to exit. Whereas it's not the guy that, 3 years is up already, let's go and exit now. it's not that this is not kind of the person that you need at your side, because he's waiting for him to, you know, oh, 3 years is up already, I can sell already, my business is time for me to do up my business again. It's not like this. The person should be able to help you monitor your exit with a lot of foresight. So for example, in this case, you have, like I said, entry is the easiest. We look at 5 developments that recently TOP in the past few years. This guy, blue line, TOP in 2018. These two guys, TOP in 2019. This guy, TOP 2020. This guy, TOP this year. And if you take a look at this guy, actually, this year, 2021, TOP ma. But is this the best time to sell? Or this one is the best time to sell? Whereas this one, TOP 2019, actually can enter here. Is it right? Is it a good decision to exit here? Or is it a good decision to exit here? And really, it depends also. If this is going to be a last cycle, obviously you want to exit here. But if this is not going to be a last cycle and 2019 was a good year for you to shop, you would have exited and then hop onto a faster vehicle. And maybe in this case, maybe I would have hopped onto here. I exited here, I hop onto here, I would have rode another wave up. But how many of you are able to see, how many of us are actually able to see the market like this? Okay, and then this guy, TOP 2018, and then prices came crashing. And for the guy who exited here, was he sad? I think. Okay. Imagine, wow, you know, the agent saying, wow, you because you basically you think about it, sometimes if you trust a advisor, the guy help you, you know, put out his life for you, jump into fire for you, he won't tell you to exit here. He will tell you to, never mind, you wait long, because I think the fundamentals are strong, I will help you exit here lah. And it's not cheap. It's a matter of 200 PSF. Imagine if you bought a 100 square feet unit, and then within a span of 4 quarters, you recover back 200K. That's how much of a difference it is. Okay, you need to spend time and find the right agent that you can trust. I think that's what we need to know. Of course, if you don't trust anyone, then I cannot blame you lah. Okay, and then this guy 2019, pretty much stagnant, but managed to climb up a little bit. So like I said, it really depends on the circumstances. Just because the prices already like this doesn't mean that, oh, you know, there's the best time to exit. It really depends on your profile. Is it going to be a last cycle? If it's not going to be a last cycle, you might as well squeeze a little bit more. But if it's not going to be a last cycle, you might want to jump onto something that is faster. And we all know that 2019 was a very good year to jump. But of course, hindsight is 2020 lah. How many of you look back, or you know what, 2019 was such a good year. But 2019, when the launches came out, people were saying, Florence 2004 for Kovan, not here, not there, not near the MRT, in the middle of Kovan and Hougang. And guess what? People are buying 2009. There's a kind of difference. Okay, but how many people have the kind of foresight? So back to exit strategy. If you take a look at multi-modern, I filtered already. Same condo, 3-bedroom, and then it must be something that is done already, not like beyond 2021. Obviously, if not, you will see a lot more listings. So I basically filtered down. We did 1 km radius. All these are the same criteria. We did 1 km radius of multi-modern, you get 200 plus. So now you see why multi-modern was very hard to exit, because it's not just multi-modern is the one that's selling. A lot of them are freehold. They are in the area, they are freehold. So why must they come to multi-modern? They can go to elsewhere. They can go to maybe 8 St. Thomas also. 8 St. Thomas is also a luxury condo, and it's freehold. And it's selling definitely way lower than this. Okay. Seaside residence, on the other hand, we know that it made a lot of money already. 24 only. So are you able to, is your agent able to help you find all this? Filter the right criteria, and then know that who are your competitors, and then look at the quantum. Are they a threat to your exit strategy? And if they are not able to do that, then you yourself are busy in your own line of work, chances of you having a detailed research, how accurate is it going to be? And then the last one, okay, obviously this is Donald Trump. There are many as a joke now, because come on, inject a little bit of fun. It's the same. It's all the same criteria lah. And then I found this area. existing launch, within 1 km, there's only one guy selling. So is this development going to be the next big thing? Okay, think about it. Is your agent able to do this? Find this for you? And is this going to be a potential lucrative exit point next time? Think about it. Okay. So back to this, all this your advisor should be able to tell you, should be able to find out for you. And eventually, when you want to exit, who are they going to be targeting? And then chances of, especially this one, we all know already how important this is, which a lot of people in the industry neglect. They are just saying, oh, no, price is cheap today in today's market. Who doesn't know it's cheap? 1,004 today is very cheap. But doesn't mean that today you enter at 1,004, next time you're confirmed going to enter exit at 1,007. Is it as simple as that? Seaside residents, OCR, already accepted this price. But does it mean that next time today you buy in this point in the market, can cheap ma? This is also cheap ma. But are people willing to pay this? Because you have this, then you also have this. So you need to understand your profile of buyers. And these are very important if you want to exit in the future. Remember, when we want to exit, we want to make it as easy as possible so that everything is smooth and then you don't have to worry, especially if you are an investor. Very, very important. Okay, I think that's all we have for today. If you have any concerns, any worries about your investment plans, then feel free to contact me. I'll be glad to help you. And if not, no other things, then I think we'll end here for today. Thank you. See you guys. Bye-bye.